Hello and good afternoon, President Scheinbaum. My name is Marco Rodriguez and I am your economic advisor. Today, I would like to propose an idea for you and on a program that I was thinking of investing $10 million if that's what I was given. And I wanted to target the issue of Mexico's economy and just the corruption around it and how much, explain how much it's been slowed due to, the heavy corruption involving the cartel. The issue is connected to Mexico's GDP, and there's a large amount of unemployment all around Mexico, mainly in smaller parts like little pueblos, not really in the main cities, but that's what's going into effect. Doesn't matter where exactly it's coming from, but just as a whole, Mexico's getting affected. It stops businesses from investing and it limits access to new jobs. But the reason I care about this idea and I wanted to propose it is because number one, I am Mexican and I have a lot of passion towards my country, and number two, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen firsthand how the corruption hurts communities and it limits opportunities for people to grow and have stable at the economy. So to begin, Proyecto Futuro. So this project, I named it Proyecto Futuro. The program would be also named that. The reason I named it is because my idea is a $10 million program um, that would essentially build about 4 to 5 job training hubs in pueblos, targeting mainly smaller towns. I would also send, or we would also send, mobile training vans to pueblos, and aiming to teach young adults, mainly between 18 to 25, because that's around after high school, going into college. Sometimes mainly seen in the smaller communities and smaller pueblos and towns, in areas there's not much school or any academic growth after the fact of high school. So the skills I was thinking we could teach would be construction, tech work, business skills, and just help them, overall learn how to start small businesses. Um, but I had this idea, and as you can see in the images I've drawn at the bottom, in just 4 years, if that's the amount of time given, 15,000 new jobs would be created. The GDP and local businesses would grow stronger. Um, Less youth would also hopefully lean more towards this legal rather than illegal work, and the more money would stay in communities and instead of going to cartels, because lots of money goes into cartels, um, due to the fact because not many people really do much with themselves after the fact of finishing school. So after that, I have the data to actually show where I'm coming from. So Mexico's GDP um, growth went down about 4.8% in 2021 to around 2.5% in 2023. Um, Unemployment stays around 2.8%. Many people work informal jobs, like not really anything that could be a successful career. They're kind of just making low end ends meet. Uh, Transparency International also gave Mexico a 26 out of 100 corruption score in 2024, which just really goes to show and puts in to perspective how serious and big of a problem the corruption is in Mexico. Even inflation has been high recently, around 4.5%. The stat I have the graphs right here to show, but um, nevertheless, these numbers make one thing obvious: corruption is holding the economy back. So um, the effects the effects of corruption to the economy. Also, when corruption blocks investment, businesses don't essentially feel safe expanding there, if that makes sense. That means fewer job opportunities and wages stay low. There's not growth at all. Everyday prices go up as well. Food, gas, they go off of their currency as pesos, but it just overall costs more to do business. And that's how crime and lots of bribery involved with the government also gets in the way. It's maybe not seen as much because it's in those rural areas that are a lot tinier, so it's not tracked as much. But I seen firsthand and seeing what I'm about to show next in the map. Oh well, I don't know if it shows the map here, but um, where there's lots of cartel activities, it's always usually more effective in smaller areas. Moving forward, why we focus on small towns, just like I was kind of explaining afterwards. Oh, that's exactly what I was actually trying to explain. Smaller towns and pueblos are hit hardest, just because there aren't many job opportunities, as I said in the previous slides. So cartels tend to gain more influence. It's also cheaper and smarter to invest into these areas because we get more results quicker with the 10 mil because there's not much 10 mil could do in a larger scale, like in bigger cities. And by spending money locally, we help communities grow instead of letting money flow to, the hands of organized crime. And then why I truly believe this project or program would and could work and what the end goal is. Um, so the idea of the $10 million program called Proyecto Futuro, meaning Project Future, um, would just essentially go and show that the program gives youth something the cartels can't, or something illegal money making can't. A real future with real skills, right? When people can make a living with living the right way, there's less likely to fall into crime. I mean, you look at it out here in the United States, and then out there in Canada. Every person trained and hired is one less person lost to violence or poverty. If local businesses also grow, cartels lose power, small towns get safer, and Mexico starts building communities from the ground up. At the end of the day, the big goal is, just a stronger economy, safer communities, more opportunities, a future where cartels no longer control. But obviously, with time, that would go into perspective, and we could see the growth. So I'm hoping you take my proposal. And with that being said, thank you, President Sheinbaum, and hopefully together we can build a safer and stronger future for Mexico. And as always, Viva Mexico.